when breaking news happens, we have to hop on. And Doug Pederson, the Super Bowl winning head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, is no longer the Super Bowl winning head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles because he has been fired, according to Ian Rappaport of NFL Media. That's right. 3 seasons after winning a Super Bowl, he is out of a job. Now, I don't think he'll be out of a job for long. He'll end up on somebody's staff, or who knows, maybe he'll be hired as head coach, but not a good situation in Philly. I mean, it deteriorated pretty damn quickly over time. So they won the Super Bowl in 17. 18, they were a couple drop passes and plays away from making the NFC title game again. Then the following year, Carson Wentz goes down in that wild card game, and well, that was pretty much a wrap for them. And this past season, I mean, just absolutely brutal. And I was really annoyed because I really thought the Eagles could win the division. I thought they should have won the division. I firmly believe if they had benched Carson Wentz from the beginning, and when I mean the beginning, I mean when he was really struggling and they were tanking, I think if they had benched him, put in Jalen Hurts, they probably would have been at least in the mix in the final week of the season. But hey, such is life. I know they had injuries as well, among other things. Of course, there was the controversial benching of all the starters in the final game. Personally, I didn't really care for a lot of the fans that were like, oh my God, they screwed over the Giants. I cared more for the players. And when his players and former players were straight up saying, yo, we wanted to play. This is BS. This isn't right. I figured, damn, he lost the locker room. Now, here's the thing. The Eagles have not particularly drafted well in recent years. Now, you can make the argument Jalen Hurts is a great pick. I think he's a great pick, but he just, at the time, did not seem like the right pick for the Eagles, who had committed all that money to Carson Wentz, who before 2020 didn't totally bottom out. So, yeah, that obviously caused a schism in the locker room and within the organization. And last time I checked, right, Doug Pederson isn't Bill Belichick, right? He's not Andy Reid, right? Which means that while he has a say in a lot of the draft picks and personnel moves, he's not the GM. That's Howie Roseman. And yes, Lurie, the owner, is retaining Howie Roseman, which is making a lot of Eagles fans nervous because they're like, wait a minute. This won a Super Bowl. You're getting rid of the coach. You've made some awkward, questionable moves in the draft and in free agency or lack thereof. And you're being rewarded with the benefit of the doubt to pick another head coach. Now, look, I'm not saying Doug Pederson's perfect. I'm not saying that he didn't have a royal screw-up in the final game of the season. But if we're keeping it real here, this sounds like he was set up to kind of be the fall guy. You're telling me that this head coach went rogue and said, you know what? We're going to put in Nate Sudfeld without the approval of the owner, without the approval of the GM, without the approval of other staff members? Like, come on, man. Really? Really? I think Doug Pederson took a bullet here. Not to say he was innocent in all this, but I think he took the bullet here. Roseman, yeah, I could see him going, but the fact that he's going to get at least one more season. Okay, let's say he hires a new head coach. They underperform again. Roseman gets fired. And then you have the non-ideal situation of hiring a new GM who's going to be overseeing a coach that they didn't hire. Yeah, and a lot of Eagles fans confused here. What's up, Going Mystic, watching live? Gem8705. Yeah, Howie Roseman needs to be next, and who knows, maybe he will be next after I do his live stream. I don't know, but I find it very weird that the GM stays, the head coach goes. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I mean, the NFC East moving forward is winnable. You don't know if Heineken, whatever else his damn name is, can replicate that playoff performance. And remember, that was only one game where he looked good. You could easily be fool's gold. You know, you look around with, the Giants. I mean, I don't think Daniel Jones is the guy. I think Joe Judge could be a good coach, but doesn't really have the personnel right now. And then, you look at the Cowboys. Dak Prescott, assuming they give him a new deal, they should be back in the mix, but you don't know. You don't really know right now with Jerry Jones, and who knows, Mike McCarthy could easily have been one and done this year. I don't think he will be, but he could be two and done by next season. So that NFC East division is absolutely winnable, but that's a very low bar. We're talking making the playoffs, making the first round. But as far as going anywhere near the Super Bowl again, that definitely remains to be seen. I think Jalen Hurts is absolutely the real deal. I think he's been criminally underrated from the start. The dude was a winner at Alabama and a great teammate to Tua. He was a winner in Oklahoma. He was a Heisman finalist. I mean, come on, man. This guy deserves some respect, but he also deserves to have a good team around him, and we'll see what happens. Definitely a changing of the guard, but I'm wondering now. I mean, if you're Eric Bieniemy and you're Robert Saleh and you're all these guys, these hot head coaching candidates out there, are you looking at the Eagles as an attractive situation, or are you saying, you know what? Maybe we'll stick with Atlanta. Maybe we'll head to Detroit. Maybe we'll head to the LA Chargers. I think the LA Chargers on paper are the most attractive franchise right now, although ownership, like the Eagles lately, has been a little bit questionable. But, I mean, again, Eagles aren't that far removed from being in the playoffs, aren't that far removed from winning a Super Bowl, and they have an absolute stud of a quarterback. But, again, it's about who the GM drafts, who they sign, who they put around the quarterback, and obviously cultivating young talent. But I want to hear from all you guys. Do you think Doug Pederson should have gotten the boot? Do you think Roseman should have followed? What do you think happens? Who do you think the Eagles end up hiring? Let me know. Leave a comment below if you enjoyed this update. Like, share. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for more updates like this. I appreciate y'all watching the live stream. We actually have some more videos coming up with Bruce Arians and Sean McVay, so stay tuned for that. And until next time, as always, enjoy the games and happy trails, Doug Pederson. I'm sure you'll land on your feet somewhere. Wow.